Hello once again everyone, Xaptrosity here, and boy am I excited, it's a brand new episode of Zap's new Minecraft world, and we all know that tingles, that very lovely sensation in your body when you know that a brand new episode's out, that lovely sensation. Anyways, yes, I know, it's been a while, I haven't uploaded anything in like a week, and I really do apologize for that, guys. I've been busy doing some stuff, and I have been busy setting up my brand new computer. Woohoo! So I have it set up, and as you can see, because I'm playing right now, and it's pretty awesome. I can finally play on far render distance and still have some decent frames. So that's pretty awesome. Along with that, I think I fixed any video corruption issues that I had in the past. I would get these errors where the screen would just freeze when recording, and yeah, that was annoying. So I think I have fixed that now, and along with that, do you hear that? Yeah, you hear nothing. That's because I have finally got a nice quiet computer. That is very lovely. The only problem is that we have these annoying cicadas in the background outside deciding to practice their musical instruments at this time of day. But anyways, we'll ignore them. So, today I wanted to do something very special down here. Very special. But before we do that, I wanted to show you guys, oh, I hear spiders, something down here. So I've ripped apart this clock. Yes, I have. And I'm doing this because Niels, our lovely friend Niels, has suggested a comparator clock, which is super smart. I do not know why I do not think of these things, but I don't know, I'm just stupid. Anyways, the idea is to use comparators in a loop, and they would slowly shrink the signal down until it would die out, and that would cause actually a lot of delay, a lot better. And not only that, if we push the button, it will just reset the clock instead of messing up our iris Norlash like we had one before. They would mess up if we did not have a comparator clock. So that is what we are going to do today. And we'll do some more stuff. I just want to get this comparator clock set up, and then we'll be right back. Okay, so I've done it. I have a comparator clock set up and running. It works pretty well. So I'll show you how it works. I'll push the button, and we should be able to see that these pistons retract and the water flows down. Now this clock, I've set it up, it's quite a long delay. So it has a big loop here. Let's go through it. So we've got a repeater here going into this block, which powers the redstone dust below, which powers that comparator loop right there. And that should actually shut it off now. Yep, that worked. And it also goes into this, which makes the signal last a little longer. So if we do push this button, you can see right here, it lasts for 4 ticks longer. And that's just because the comparator clock needs 4 more ticks just to let it catch up. And how it works is we have comparators, lots of them. And they go into this, and they swirl all around and then come back right here. Now, comparators send out its signal strength, so if I send out a signal strength of 15 to it, then this will be 15, 15, 15, 15, all the way through, 15, all the way through. But then when it comes back to here, 15, 15, 15, it turns into 14, and then it'll send 14 through, so 14, 14, 14, 14, and it will continue that loop over and over again. And doing this loop actually takes a long time for it to eventually run out of power, and because each comparator takes 1 tick to update the next one and so forth. I think 1 redstone tick, actually. 1 redstone tick, don't confuse the two. So yeah, that's pretty much how it works, and I just have it hooked up at the back, connected it up to the redstone line here. I have some repeaters here because I need them to make sure that if the signal strength is 1 going through here and I had a redstone dust there, not only would it power that comparator and mess things up, I think it might, and it will also not be able to reach this block or that block there with the redstone torch. So that is why we have the repeaters. Yep, another awesome thing I can do is just spam the button over and over again. Just continuously spam it, and it won't really do anything. I think all it will do is just all it will do is reset the clock, so it will just make the water last longer. So yeah, no problems there. So that is mighty fine, mighty fine. I'm loving it. I think that should be enough delay for the items to flow down. And that is perfect. So I think we will never ever need to go there ever again. So bye bye. I don't want to see you ever again. Okay. Now, onto today's project. Whoops. I want to eat. And I don't want to open that fence gate. So down here, I want a cow farm. Yeah! If some of you probably have seen the first world, and I had a chicken torture cell. One of the first things I built, it was my chicken farm. Turned out to be quite disastrous, but that's okay, because today we're making a cow torture cell. Yes. Yes, hopefully history doesn't repeat itself again, and I don't mess things up and make a terrible design, but it is a crazy design. I have so many concepts for it, and I will have to show you them in a creative world. But while we do that, I will continue digging, and yes, I'll show you some concepts. We'll be back in a bit. Welcome everybody to my test world. Yes, just ignore that currency on the side, on the right hand side there. That was just when I was messing around with some infinity stuff. But this is a standard cow farm. Boring, old, plain, farm. All those words can describe this farm. This is boring. This is what all these people out there use. It's pretty much a standard design. Some people have small modifications to it, but basically this is pretty much all there is to it. You have cows in a central spot where you just come along and you breed them like a sow, and that would produce a ton of baby cows. So let's just pretend that there are a ton of cows in there, and they went all crazy and they decided to produce a lot of baby cows. That would be all down there, and then as soon as they grow up, they would become adult cows, of course. Then I'll just push this button here, and it would then kill all the adult cows. Oh, hello there. Sneaky guy. And, oh my gosh. There we are. That should kill him. There we are, and then we'll get all our leather and cooked beef and stuff. And we'd also have a hopper and all that junk. But, yeah, this is boring. This is overdone. Loads of words to describe this. But the main problem I have with this design is that it's not fully automatic. That's what I want to try and go for. I have not seen many fully automatic designs. I mean, you have to breed the cows. There's no way to automatically do that in the game at the moment, so I'll have to do that, you know, I'll have to do that manually. But I'd like a way to automatically kill the adult cows. Now I know I could attach a clock to this and it could run every so often and kill all the adult cows, but that's boring. Boring, boring, boring. And I don't like clocks. Now the only fully automatic killing design I've seen is some from the Xaptrosity guys who had minecarts, and they would pick up the cows and they would, I think it's called the blender, and they would circle it around underneath some lava, and as soon as they would grow up, their hitbox would change to an adult cow size, and then they would be able to get to die from the lava above them as they were circling around in minecarts, which is great and all. But minecarts are kind of like clocks. They're moving around, they're causing a bit of lag. That's a little annoying. So I want something to be completely silent until an adult cow has been formed. Oh my gosh. Until a baby cow has grown up. That's a better way to describe it. And then I want it to do all the redstone stuff and kill it. So yeah, that's what I want. And not only do I want that, I will also want some other features. I want some like a drowning setup. I want like a looting setup, so I could just throw a looting throw a potion on them, throw a potion of harming on them, and then use my looting sword to collect all the goodies, and all sorts of other cool features. So that's also what I want. So I need to come up with a very lovely design to fix this problem. So I have a few concepts around here, and I'll show you some of my ideas. Alright. Okay, so I'm guessing this was another one of my failed designs. Yep, baby cows come in, and I have some pistons here that probably won't do much. I mean, it would let the big adult cow through, but it would also let the baby cows through. Now that's the problem we have. We need to separate the adult cows from the baby cows. So we can easily separate baby cows from the adult cows because of their hitbox, but what if we want to save the adult cows? I mean, if the baby cow comes through, then that's great. We have a bunch of baby cows. Then what happens if they turn into adults? We need to go, you know, if we had something like this, we'd have to let them go through a big cycle over and over again, cows moving back and forth, and testing to see if they were an adult cow, and then if they were, they would like flow away somewhere else. Problem with that, though, is that if I have so many baby cows in the chamber, circling around, testing to see if it's an adult cow or not, if I have that, it's going to clog up pretty badly, and to the point where the baby cows will just be overpopulated, not enough space, and then, yeah, it will just lag my game like crazy. So, that's not something I want. So I have some other ideas here. For example, I was hoping that the adult cows would swim up like an elevator, and the baby cows wouldn't, but no, unfortunately that does not work. This one over here, this one was a little more interesting. Now, 1.8 is coming soon, and with activator rails, they will is that activator rails? Yes, I'm pretty sure they're activator rails. They will actually eject an entity from the minecart. So my idea was, we'd have our chamber here, we'd have our breeding set up there, baby cows would fall down there, and then out of a minecart going into it, picking up a cow, and then as it came along, we'd have some tripwire with some string, and I did not test if this would work, but it's a failed idea anyways. Basically, we'd have tripwire, and then a minecart come along, and if it was an adult cow, it would activate the tripwire, and then it would send them somewhere else. They'll go somewhere else. They'll go to an activator rail, and then they'll go into some killing system. And the other cows the baby cows would just come back here, and then they'll get ejected over here, and hopefully they'll return into this section here. I would have like some big pool set up, and they'll just they'll just fall down into the holding cell once again. But yeah, the idea with this means I will need minecarts coming back and forth over and over again. Yeah, that's not something I want to do, especially if it keeps picking up a baby cow. That's a little annoying. That could be a problem. Oh, and plus, it's pretty much a copy of the Blender design. I'm using minecarts, except for this is a more inefficient way, I suppose. So, I came up with some more complicated designs. These ones. Now, what I found out is that there's a pretty cool, I hope it's not a bug or a glitch or anything, but well, the buds are kind of like a glitch, a bug, I suppose. But, if I do this, look at that. So I can detect if there is a cow there. Isn't that amazing? So, basically this is a bud switch, a T-bud to be exact, because we have the redstone on the side here, and as soon as we place a block, it will stay powered like this until we remove it, and so on, you know. Like so. So, most bud switches are those that do a little pulse. They'll do something like that. Do a little pulse action with one block update. But this one's a T-bud. That just helps me out later on. But what is interesting is if I place a baby cow in here. Alright, I haven't placed the string in just yet. Oh no! Okay. Whoops, there goes the baby cow. So we'll place down our baby cow like so. And we'll place down our string. And that should activate that. Now the baby cow doesn't actually touch that string, so it doesn't update that bud. However, if we kill this guy, come on, fall down, die, there we are, and we place a cow there, it activates it. Baby cows don't activate it, but cows do, adult cows do. Now this is pretty interesting. So now we have a way of checking if there is an adult cow in there or not. Now, I could have used regular tripwire. Now, the problem with that, though, is if you haven't guessed it already, if we have our holding chamber there, holding cell, holding chamber, it's all, all very bad for the animals, but, yes, there we are. Let's do that, get some glass. So, if our holding chamber was here, the problem is that we have to cover the tripwires, and the baby cows love to jump up and down. What they'll do is they'll be in their holding chamber. So this will be their chamber, and they'll be down there, and what they'll decide to do is they'll decide to jump up into the tripwire and jump up into this space here or there, and that can be a big problem. So tripwire is out of this. It's a crazy idea, but this string bud idea isn't too bad. So now I created this monstrosity. Oh man, this is a crazy machine. Now, I'll show you how it works. It's crazy, and it's pretty awesome. So baby cows come down here. Ignore the sound of the pistons, the buds firing. You can hear them. So they come down here, and as soon as they grow up, they'll activate that bud. So what I have is an AND gate. Now, what it will do is it will check if a baby cow just came down here or if it's an adult cow. So if a cow grows up into an adult, it will activate this bud. But also, if a cow falls down here, it will also activate the bud. So we have to make sure we distinguish between the two. So we have a little AND gate here. That bud just connects to a little AND gate. So that if we send in a baby cow, you can see right there, it quickly flashes on and off, and that torch does not turn on, which activates the circuit. And basically, we get all our baby cows down there, which is nice. That's what we want. Now, what happens if we get an adult cow in there? If we get an adult cow, we get a cow that grows up, man, this is very difficult to explain, but adult cow grows up, then we get this action here. Did you see what just happened there? We just got an adult cow down there, so you probably see how it works. I'm using fire because if you didn't know, if a cow goes in here, you would expect the items to catch on fire, right? But nope, that is not the case. Cows, they come in here and they burn. And why is it producing the raw beef? I did this before, and they did not produce raw beef. Oh my gosh. Please don't tell me it's another bug. Oh, that one actually caught on fire. But basically, with fire, the cow. Oh, there it is. There's some cooked beef. All right. What happens is the game thinks that the fire is a block. So when the cow dies in here, the items go shooting out of the fire because it thinks that there's a solid block there. And this is used a lot with chicken farms. I've seen this used a lot there, and that's how they get the items from chicken farms. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. So what happens is we have our baby cows here, and we push them, so there's a fence gate there, we push them to the left here, and since it's only one block tall, only the baby cows can fit through. The adult cows will stay there, and what happens is that the floor underneath the adult cows then retracts, and then they fall to their doom. So I'll give another demonstration. So let's get another adult cow in there. Alright, do you see that? See that right there? Was that too quick? Alright, let's try it again. This time we'll rush around to the front. And why isn't it not? Why is it? Oh, I probably stuffed it up. Ah, my gosh. If I do things... Now the problem with this is if I do it too quickly. Yeah. It's a little bit of a flaw in it, in the design, but, oops, that's another flaw. Alright, so, I'll show you guys one more time, and, yeah, you can see right there. So that should be enough, you know, explaining of that. And that should drop some stuff. No! So there's a bit of a, you know, problem with that, but I can always hook up a tripwire and some lava. That's the easy part. It's just separating the baby cows from the adult cows. So this idea works. The problem being that if I have a ton of these, alright, if I have so many baby cows going through, we get this. We get baby cows burning. Some baby cows burn, some of them get stuck in the blocks, and yeah, it causes some big problems. Yeah, so that was a big problem. So if I start breeding too many cows, we're gonna get this problem, which I didn't really want. So I came up with this bigger design. More redstone, more crazy stuff, but it works. And it works mighty fine, mighty fine. Now, I went over this cow elevator design again, and I found out that baby cows don't actually swim up water streams, but if we get a tube here, and we fill it with water, alright, let's just place some water down, and we place a cow down there, we can see that it swims up. That's wonderful news. But if we put a baby cow in there, it, yeah, just hangs out at the bottom. So, what we can do is separate the adult cows like so. Only problem is, the baby cows will drown. So that's another problem. We have to try and find a way to, you know, solve this. So, this does it. It is very crazy and, yeah, I don't know, should I explain it? Okay. So I probably won't explain it today. I already spent a ton of time rambling on about that design. I'm sorry guys, it's crazy talking about these cow farms, but this here is one crazy design. So what we have here is, I have to switch it to breeding mode or harvesting mode, so I switched it to breeding mode by flipping this lever here. And that just does a few things over here, and that allows me to breed the cows. Cows go down, down there, like so. Oh, I think there's a little bug at the moment. Oh my gosh, we better fix that. So we'll put it on harvesting mode. That prevents any baby cows from going down there, as you can see. But it allows the harvesting, automatic harvesting to go on. So let me just update that. Alright, and that should begin that. Okay. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of cows. Oh my. Okay. Wow, that's a lot of beef too. Look at that. Beef steak. Oh yeah, wonderful. Alright, so we'll get all our adult cows there and all our baby cows down below. And we're still having some issues here, so let's just fix those quickly. And basically, how it works is we push the cows into a water stream, but the baby cows can't do this, so they just fall back down. There is a bit of a problem with this design and idea, which you'll see right now, but it does fix itself in the end, hopefully. Did it? Alright. Hopefully it will fix itself very soon. Okay. So yeah, there is a bit of a problem with that. Now, so how it works is we have our baby cows down there. Alright, how about we get a closer look? There they are. And we have the same bud system. Oh, should I be explaining this? Alright, let's try and do the quickest explanation ever. Hopefully you'll get it, but I'll explain it another day. But it will just be a quick explanation for those who are curious and want to know how it works. So what we have is baby cows down there. As soon as they grow up, they activate this bud switch. This bud switch just goes into a little bit of a, just checks the pulse and checks how long it is, because sometimes the baby cows like to jump up and down, and if they jump up and down, it can activate it accidentally. So I still need to mess around with the timings with this, otherwise, yeah, as you saw before, that we still get that bug when the baby cows jump up and down. And then this goes into a bit of a pulse shortener, and that just goes into here, an arsenal latch, which has a bit of delay before resetting. This just extends the pulse. So what this pulse does is it activates this circuit here, which will then pull back that pull back this block, let's see, pull back that glass block right there, you see that sticky piston, then fire out some water, and that will allow for the cows, which get pushed up from the piston down below, and then pushed across by this piston. It will then allow the adult cows to swim upwards, and then afterwards it just retracts everything, and all the baby cows go down there. Wow. A mouthful. So there's some extra things like this here, and that's just to prevent if a cow grows up while it's activating the rest of the circuit. As soon as it finishes, it does a little check, and if there is some extra cows, adult cows in there, it will then activate the circuit again. Now there's also another problem with this. The baby cows like to jump up and down. That can also cause some issues, but yeah, it's pretty good, I'd say. So let's observe it again. So they get pushed up, pushed across. Adult cows then can swim up. All baby cows then get pushed down because they cannot swim up. And then he goes and dies. So this was a good demonstration because the baby cows didn't decide to jump up and down like maniacs. But there's that occasional time they decide to jump up and down. So yeah, maybe we can, maybe I can show that off. But we will see. There it is, jumping up and down, activates a few things, it activates again, and yeah, sometimes it usually fixes itself, you know, after doing it a couple of times it fixes itself. The baby cows realize what they're doing is stupid, so yeah, that sometimes works out, and it fixes itself. But, you know, sometimes it goes on a massive loop. I think I changed the delay, and hopefully it works a bit better. But this is what I want to incorporate. Now the redstone probably can be compacted a ton. I don't know if I want to compact it though, because having a ton of redstone like this for a cow farm is just awesome. It's just awesome. But let's check the time on this episode. I might have rambled on a bit too much. We'll see. And we may have to call it an end for today. Wow guys, I do ramble on a lot, but do tell me if you want a more in-depth explanation about that. I'm just coloring out the area below, and this is going to be for the cow farm. It's going to be pretty nice, pretty awesome. So yeah, one thing though, someone said that I should do some caving on camera. I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but maybe for a bonus episode you can see the comments for details on that, how to get the bonus episode. But I need some questions or topics to talk about if I am ever going to do a caving type episode. It's going to be strange for me, but I guess it's nice to try something new. So leave your ideas for some ideas to talk about. Leave your ideas for ideas to talk about. That's a strange sentence. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I'll be digging off camera, and until then, I'll catch you guys later.